Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I thought I'd film something quite different and something I've seen a bit on the internet, but it definitely inspired me to do my own version. So I went to Primark, and this is a regular occurrence for me, but I don't usually buy Primark makeup. I've got a few of their lip liners and their lip products which I would highly recommend. I think they're great. But sort of products for the skin and the eyes I've never tried before, so I thought that'd be interesting. I spent quite a bit of money on all of the products, but for the amount that I got, it's incredible. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Certain things, which you'll see throughout the video, weren't that successful. Like the eyebrows, I'm not that happy with them at all, but they will do for now. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get on with the video. So I'm starting off with the Stay All Day Primer, and it says it extends the wear of makeup, smooths skin to create the perfect base for makeup. And I think on the back it says something about mattifying, so it's not something I'd usually go for, but they only had one choice of primer, so I picked it up. So I'm going to put a small amount on the back of my hand and just apply it as I usually would all over the skin. I feel like it drags across the skin a little bit more than I'd like, but I find that more mattifying primers tend to do that because they're sort of filling in the pores, as it were. So that's my primer done, and it's kind of hard to tell what sort of primer it is until you put makeup on top of it, so I think we'll move on to foundation. Now this could be the most interesting part of the video because you couldn't try the foundation, you couldn't see any of the colours out of the bottles, so I just had to go by name. So I chose porcelain because that sounded like the lightest one, and I think I'd rather go too pale than too orange. So I'm going to take a small amount of this on the back of my hand, and I actually have bought some beauty sponges from Primark to apply it with, and I haven't heard the best reviews on them, so we'll see, we'll give it a go. So they come in a little pack like this, and these are $1.50 for two. So I think I'm going to take the dark pink sponge and try that one first. And just apply that to this skin. I don't like the sponge already. At least the colour's about right. It's so hard. Maybe I should have dampened it, I don't know, because I thought the foundation seemed quite light. I thought if I dampen the sponge it might just disappear into nothing. Not the sponge, the foundation. I might just move on to my hands or a brush. Okay, the sponge got a major thumbs down from me, I didn't like it at all. There seems to be a lot of hype around sponges at the moment, but I just like to stay true to my Real Technique sponge. I think it's the best. So the foundation seems really matte, which is fine. I think I need to apply a little bit more though to get the coverage that I'd like. It's quite thin, but again I'm really happy with the colour, it's not bad at all considering. And also I was really impressed that all of the makeup products were sealed, because a lot of Primarks I've been into and they're sort of teared open. I mean rightly so, because you can't see the colours before you buy them. So for, I think this was £2.50, I don't think this is too bad at all. I mean, it's gone on quite nicely once I moved to the brush, and yeah, it seems to be quite good coverage. It claims to be semi-matte with a medium coverage, and I think I would agree. I mean, I think it's one of them foundations you can build up quite nicely. And yeah, I think for £2.50, not bad at all, but we'll see at the end of the day how it lasts. I'll let you know. So now to conceal, and the only concealer I actually found was this illuminating concealer. So it'll be good under my eyes, but probably not on any spots because I don't want them to stand out any more than they do. and this is in the shade light to medium, so I hope it's okay, and it was £2. So I think it's one of them ones that you have to click to get any product out. Ta-da! Right, I was going to apply this under my eyes. Whoa, that's dark. Oh gosh. It seems to be quite light in coverage though, so I think once I've blended it out it'll be fine. I'm going to take that around my nose as well. And actually the foundation's covered quite a lot of the blemishes I have on my chin, so that's good. And I'm also going to take a bit on my eyelids because I didn't buy an eyeshadow primer. Okay, this concealer gets a thumbs down from me. I really dislike it. It's just gonna... I just know it's going to be one of them concealers that annoys me all day because it will be bunching up and creasing, and I think it'd be the sort of concealer that clings to all your dry patches as well, which for an illuminating concealer, that's not what you want. And I know it was only £2, but disappointed. So that's my base done. I'm not completely happy with it if I'm honest, but that's because the concealer just took a lot of work, a lot of blending. I had to use my hands to sort of warm it up and move it around, and no, I'm all about quick and easy, and that was not either. So the next step of my routine could be very challenging. The only brow products that I could find came in this PS Brow Emergency Kit, and the brown, I mean it's brown so that's fine, it's not black, but it looks very warm toned, so I might end up looking slightly crazy, but we'll try it. I like that it comes in like a little kit. You've got your tweezers, your little brush to sort of brush it all out, and then some brow gel, so let's see how it goes. So I'm going to start by taking the little brush that you get in the kit, and I'm just going to run that through my brows to get any sort of makeup product out of them, so any foundation or concealer that's gone in there. Or I can see that the concealer on my eyelid has creased incredibly. So again, don't buy the concealer. Terrible, terrible concealer. Although the foundation, now I've let it to sit a little bit, I quite like. It's quite glowy. So I'm going to take this brow crayon. I don't think it has a shade. I think it's just the only shade that you can buy. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm going to try and run it through my brows and see how we go. Okay, that's way too warm. Oh no. And it's actually quite hard to apply. It comes out really easily, but that's almost not what you want. I can't even imagine how awful these look on camera, and if they don't look awful, that's because my camera isn't high enough quality. That was the hardest brow product I have ever had to use. Please don't buy it, it's awful. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't the right colour. It was like a thick crayon and it just went everywhere. I had to go around the outside with concealer, and I'm really not happy with it at all. So now on to eyeshadow. I found this PS Bronze bronzing palette and it was £3, and you actually get eyeshadows and sort of bronzers for your cheeks in this palette, like so. I really like it. So to start off with, I'm going to take the darkest brown shade on sort of an angled crease brush, and I'm just going to run that through my crease. As I expected, there doesn't seem to be a lot of colour payoff from the shadows. Maybe if I had an eyeshadow primer on, it might be a bit better. And then I'm going to take my MAC 217 brush just to blend that out. With a bit of work, I think these eyeshadows could be quite nice, because I've had to put my brush back in the palette a lot to get any colour, but that's not really a bad thing. Then to warm it up slightly, I'm going to take the sort of coppery tone and just apply that again where I put the darker brown colour. And in the inner corner of my eye, I'm going to take the sort of, I think it's a matte. Is it white? It's like a white slash light pink, and I'm just going to apply that in the inner corner. And then in the centre of my lid, I'm going to take the palette's gold colour and just sort of tap that in the centre. So that's my eyeshadow done, and considering it was only £3, I don't think it's bad at all. I quite like the effect that it's given, and also no product has sort of fallen down onto my skin, which I'm really happy about, because that tends to happen with slightly cheaper eyeshadows. Now onto eyeliner. Now I found this PS fine liner pen, a precision tip for perfect flick, and it says it's water resistant, smudge proof and long lasting, so that sounded amazing to me, and I think it was only £1 or £2. And it looks like my holy grail eyeliner, the L'Oreal Perfect Slim, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, it will generate the same effect. So as always, ooh, that's a nice tip, very nice. I'm going to start with the wing and then join it into the centre. It's very black, that's nice. I am so impressed with this eyeliner, I can't even tell you. That took me about 30 seconds, and normally I can be faffing around with eyeliner for hours. I'm so impressed with that. Now onto the other eye. I am so impressed with this eyeliner, and I didn't think I would be. I thought it would come out watery and not black and be all over the place, but it's one of the easiest eyeliners I've ever applied, and I'm really happy with the effect that it's given. This eye took slightly longer, but it always does, and they're not quite even, but I think that's just my application. This eyeliner is amazing. Because it was so inexpensive, I'd probably say that it'll probably run out quicker than my other one, but I kind of think I prefer this one. Really happy with that. And for mascara, I'm taking this Carbon Black mascara in this bright pink attractive packaging, and I've looked at the brush of this and it looks really scary. I definitely think I'm going to get that all over the place, but we'll try. It seems to be separating them and lengthening them. It doesn't seem to have any volume, but that's okay. Maybe with a few more coats. Okay, so I've applied 2 coats of mascara to each eye, and I'm not really getting any volume whatsoever, but for £2 it's not too bad, and I'll deal with it. Now I'm going to go back to the skin. So for contour and highlight, I found this PS contour kit, and it says it has 3 shades to sculpt, define, sculpt and define features, and you get a free contour brush included, so I'm going to try and use that. So that's what the palette looks like, and I think the contour colour is quite a good shade, and this is the brush that you get with it, and it won't be high quality, but the shape isn't too bad for contour. So I'm going to start off by taking sort of the grey tone, lighter brown, tap off any excess, and I'm just going to go underneath my cheekbones just going to apply this with the brush, and then I'm going to go over with my own brush to blend it out. And now I'm going to take the slightly darker colour just to bronze up my skin. So now I'm going to move on to blush, and then I'll come back to the highlight afterwards. I found this PS blush stick for £1.50, and I've tried this on the back of my hand and there seems to be no colour payoff whatsoever, but I will try on the cheeks for you. I mean, there's more colour payoff now, but it's also moving my foundation around my face, which I'm not that happy with because I couldn't find a setting powder. Step up, Primark, where's your setting powder? I mean, I'm sure they do them, but I couldn't see one. And I'm just sort of buffing that in with my fluffy brush. Actually, I quite like that. And then back to my contouring palette, I'm going to take the sort of banana tone highlighting shade and just apply that where I usually would put highlighter. I mean, you could be the judge, but I don't think that's offered any highlight. The glow that's on my cheeks has come from the blush and sort of the foundation that's already there. I don't think it's added anything. I'm not too keen on this palette. As I said, in the other palette that I bought, the bronzing palette, it does come with some bronzing shades, so maybe I should have tried that, but maybe I'll leave that for another video. And finally, on to lips. Now, I've already got one Primark lip liner, but I thought I'd buy another one. So this one's in the shade Nude, which I thought would be useful. And then I bought a Velvet Matte Lipstick Crayon in the shade Hustle. And I also bought a Velvet Matte Lipstick Crayon in the shade Brown. I don't understand, these are the same products, but one's a lot bigger than the other. So to finish off my look, I'm going to go in with the shade Hustle, and I'm going to apply that to my lips. I'm really happy with this lip colour. As I've said before in previous videos, I really like the Primark lip range, and I think the formula and the colour is lovely, and for £2 I don't think you can go wrong. So that's my finished look. I think the products I really enjoyed were the liquid foundation for £2.50. I don't think it's bad at all, and it's the sort of thing, it's good for travelling. If I was going on holiday and didn't really care too much, I think I definitely recommend this. Also the eyeliner, I loved it so much. It was the quickest eyeliner I've ever used, and I honestly do think it would last because it sort of dried down quite well. Another thing I'd recommend are the lip products. As I've said, they're amazing for the money that you pay. I think the colour payoff is absolutely spot on. Also, this palette wasn't too bad either. Obviously I'd prefer to use something like my Urban Decay Naked palette, but on a budget I think this palette is great, and it also has the bronzing colours in it as well. Products I would not recommend and I would avoid are the illuminating concealer. Didn't like it one bit, it was awful, it creased. I don't think it's really given me much illumination under my eyes. I'd also avoid the eyebrow pencil because it was a hard 6 minutes. It was a very hard 6 minutes. I didn't like this at all. I wouldn't recommend it. This is going straight in the bin. I wouldn't even recommend it to my spaniel. The contour kit was okay. Didn't really do a lot. I mean, it was fine once I blended it out, but it wasn't anything that stood out to me. The blush stick I quite enjoyed. I was really sceptical about it, but for £1.50 I thought it gave a nice pink glow and it was super easy to blend out. And the Stay All Day primer, I don't think it's bad, but I think there's other primers on the high street that are a similar price and do the same thing, but it was okay. I don't think it's actually mattified my skin, but I don't feel too shiny, and I didn't have a mattifying powder, which I normally would add. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not completely happy with the finished look. The eyebrows are upsetting me somewhat, but it was an experience, and I think when you do these sorts of things, you find products you wouldn't expect to find. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.